Hello. So I decided to make this video because there are a lot of questions about what we do and how we do it and whatnot. And so I decided to just start with this video and hopefully help you. So first of all, in order to get more information, I highly recommend that you request a quote from our website, divorceinfloridaonline.com. Our system is made in such a way that you don't get to give us any money until you have been educated and feel that this is the right process for you and that you chose the right process and you know exactly what to expect and how much to spend. Be careful of those companies that have you enter a bunch of information on their website and then you pay and then you that's when you get to talk to someone. It shouldn't be that way. But you know, everybody do it differently, but this is how we do it. Okay, so first of all, I want you to understand that the information that I'm provided, it comes from a document preparation standpoint. It's not legal advice. If you need legal advice, I highly encourage you that you talk to an attorney, particularly an attorney familiar with the divorce laws in Florida. We are not attorneys. We're just document preparers. So our job is to prepare the documents based on the direction you give us. And then we help you submit them in court. And if you qualify, then you don't get to go to a court hearing. Neither one, you or your partner will need to go to a court hearing. And that's something we've been doing for the last 10 years. But not every divorce qualifies for that. And that's what I want to go into in this video. So there are 9 ways of getting like 9 different categories, I would say, and it's kind of like three, and then out of those three ways you can go. So the first thing is basically a divorce with no children or property, right? And then a divorce with property, and then a divorce with children and or property. Property means any assets or any financial things that are going to be pending. For example, let's say somebody wants alimony, and those are payments not related to children, but related to the lifestyle that the person got used to because of the huge difference in income. Most people don't require that on a divorce, but that's just one example of what property means. And then the following one would be a divorce with children, which means they will be put something to stop the door. Anna, don't let the door lock. Put the stopper or put the. Oh, it's not? Okay. Sorry. The following, the other ones with children, meaning there will be calculations, child support calculations, there will be parenting plan and those sort of things. So those are the 3 top categories. And then for each category, then you have, is it an agreement? Meaning that both parties are going to sign documents and, you know, and they're in agreement with the divorce and whatever they decided to do. Or it's not in agreement, meaning the other person doesn't want to get divorced, doesn't want to do anything. They just either are passive or angry, or, you know, the relationship is just toxic. And so that's with the sheriff has to get the other person served. Okay. And that does require, you know, more follow up. And the other way would be you don't know what the other person is. So if you don't know what the other person is, that is a divorce by publication, and that has different steps and some follow up that has to happen after it's filed. So those are kind of, that's why they're 9, because within those 3 categories, children, assets, you know, or liabilities, which is bills, credit card payments, and maybe need to be split, or with children in or a house in or, you know, alimony in or. So that's why there's like 3 top categories, and then 3 within those, there's 3 other ways of going about it. So in order to get a no court hearing divorce, number one, there's most everything has to be in agreement. And that means the other person is willing to sign in front of a notary, and we get both sets of documents back to us. So that is in agreement. That qualifies for no court hearing divorce. And there's a couple of exceptions. One exception would be that there's, you know, some children that are young, and there may be some details that need to be changed later on, and so those are recommended that are done locally, because a divorce with no court hearing, there's one courthouse that we use, and it's Fort Myers, Lee County. If you are, let's say, in Jacksonville or Orlando or Miami, you may not want to do that trek to Lee County to make whatever changes, so it may be wise to just keep it. Yes, there may be a hearing, but at least the file is locally, and if any changes happen later on and you need to just go to the courthouse and get them changed, or then it's easier to do. Because if you have a case in Lee County and you need to move it locally, because then now things, the person that signed the agreement didn't want to agree anymore, or there's supposed to be child support payments, but the person not doing them, or the child support needs to be recalculated, then it's better to have those cases locally. So if you live in Miami, you may want to have it filed in Miami or Broward or West, whatever you do. So, but for the most part, an agreement can be done without court hearing. It's finalized within approximately 45 days if it's an agreement. The only other divorce that is the exception to the agreement would be a simple divorce, meaning no children, no assets, no liabilities, nothing. And you don't know where the person is, meaning a divorce by publication. In that case, then that can be done without a court hearing, no problem. Now, the one thing that I see people do all the time is that they try to uh, get the answers they're looking for versus getting the real answer. So, for example, I've had people call me and say, "What about if I don't know where it's at?" Even though they already said that it was going to be a divorce by summons, meaning the sheriff has to go and then there's going to be a hearing. And because they're looking for loopholes in the whole process to a hearing. And unfortunately, or they want a really quick divorce, and then I tell them how long something takes. Oh, no, 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 wait, I cannot wait that long. Can we do it this way? You know, the divorce process is going to be what it's going to be. And it's based on the disposition and the relationship with you and your ex. That's really the bottom line. Anything beyond that, beyond your control or beyond my control, it's not going to work. For example, I've had people that say, "Oh, yeah, it's an agreement, no problem," because I cannot really wait for the whole summons process, blah blah blah. Just mail him the papers, he'll sign them, and then we wait months, and then the person's getting antsy. Oh, I'm like, there's nothing I can do if the person doesn't cooperate, then there's nothing we can do. The only thing we can do is change it around and go a divorce by summons instead, which we can do. And that's another difference between working with my company and working with other companies, is that we will make whatever changes need to happen, because we're based in Florida, so we're very familiar with all the courthouses. And so that's one of the things that, one of the benefits that working with us, we will change do what we need to do in order to be able to change the process and do it and push it through, so that at least at one point or another, you can get your divorce. You never lose your money with us. And that's usually, how it works in many other companies. Another thing is that we do our process quickly. So in other words, you hire us today, you get us the deposit. If it's before 2 o'clock and it's a simple divorce, you're going to get the documents today versus tomorrow. So that's another difference. Also, you send us the documents either by email or by mail, not a problem. We'll have them done within 3 days. If and that's another option too, that with our company, we can, if you need them printed, we'll print them to you. If you want them notarized with an online notary, we have an online notary that has worked with our documents and know exactly what she needs to do. So we have different options to make it where, we can make it as quick as possible, and we have the resources to make it do. And we've done it, for a long, long time. So, whenever you request a quote, a divorce in Florida online, just keep that in mind. Just keep it to the truth. That way you can get the right quote sent to you, the quote that will work for you. Don't try it, because I've seen in our quote system, people sometimes request 3 different quotes with different answers. That's not how it works. It shouldn't work that way. Yes, you can do maybe the agreement and maybe the not an agreement, to kind of balance if you want to do an agreement or not. But if you're not sure that it's going to be an agreement, then don't try to pigeonhole it. Don't even request it. If you're not sure, it's going to be a no. The answer most likely is going to be a no, unless you have the conversation with your ex. And this is what I recommend. You have a conversation with your ex, and then you let them know, hey, I want to file for divorce with this company. They're based in Florida, and they've been doing it for 10 years. You can look at the reviews. By the way, you can Google our company, and you'll see our reviews. And I'll pay for it, offer to pay for it. That's what we're flat fee, so you'll know exactly what you're getting into, and if you can, and if it's okay with you, and you'll really want to divorce that way. If you say I'll pay for it, usually they'll say, okay, fine. Let them know you have to do sign documents, and there'll be no hearing. You'll get the paper in the mail 45 days. What do you say? And that's it. Don't say anything else. If the person ignores you, forget it. If you have the address, get them served. If you don't have the address and the person is not in Florida, we'll do it by publication. If it's in Florida, he may show up on the search that we have to do. And we have a whole different video on how to do divorce by publication, how we do it. We have to do a search, and that's mandatory. And that's why our cases get approved by court, because we prove that in fact, he's not in Florida. Or if she's in Florida, then we know we had to get a served. Anyway, but that's we do all that search. We take care of all those steps that need to happen. But let them know, hey, we'll do it. If not, unfortunately, I'm going to have a sheriff knock on your door, and then wait. And usually that gets a response. Don't judge, don't emotional, don't get an argument with your ex. It's over for a reason. There's no reason to keep fighting. Anyway, I hope this video helped. Please comment down below what county, what city, state you're watching me from. I'm always interested in those statistics. And our website is in the description, or also be in a comment. And I truly hope to get an honor to serve you and start your new life. Okay, already, it's been a pleasure, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.